Here we are with the TASCAM DP32SD. That light's not helping us. I'm not really good at video. All faders, notice, are down. Infinity. Off. As is a stereo fader or master fader, as all the recorders used to call this. I power it up. Wait a few seconds. Get my finger out the way there. Powering up now. Version 1.06. Firmware was updated a few days ago. It had firmware 1.00 from the factory. Bought this new quite a few years ago. Started giving me problems, sending it into TASCAM. They found no problem, and then they charged me $65 to look at it. Under warranty, 3 months old. Anyway, first thing we're going to do is we're going to go here. We're going to hit a menu, and I'm going to initialize. Not that this matters, but watch. We're going to initialize. Under preferences, we come out to the last one. Now clear this to be seen. I'm not a video man. We're going to initialize. Press F4, yes. Factory, restore factory setup, are you sure? I'm going to say yes. See, initialize is completed. I come back. I go to menu. Home button. Here's the screen. Again, faders. All off. Stereo fader, also off. Assign button. Right now, inputs 1 through 8 are on. We're going to shut them all off. I don't know how good this came out in the video. Sorry about that. Again, I'm not a video person, using my phone for this. So here, all of them are off. Every input is off. Stereo bus, off. Someone mentioned that the stereo bus defaults to being on, not on this unit. That's why I think something's wrong with this, when you'll see in a moment. So now, no inputs are assigned. So I'm going to go back to track 1 and 2. 1 will be A. See, source on A lit up, and the select lit up. I go to track 2 here. Assign to B. Source lit up. Track 2 select lit up. Now watch the magic. Inputs not plugged in. Inputs are on 1 and 2. They're assigned to 1 and 2. No stereo bus has been assigned yet. Therefore, we should hear nothing. And we won't. Just to show you I'm getting input. Watch what happens when I turn this trim up. You're going to see the peak level come up. See, it's starting to flash. See it? Why? Because there's input. See? Input. I'm putting it all the ways down because I'm at a line level here, basically. Going from a CD into the recorder, so I have a constant source of sound. You're going to hear the sound in a moment. When I go to stereo bus, and A will be now assigned, and B. So inputs for track 1 and 2 have now been assigned to the stereo bus A and B. Both inputs are lit up. Signals are already coming in, as I showed before. Watch what happens with the stereo bus fader. Up. Nothing. Down. Nothing. Stereo select. Of course, that does the same thing I did before. Off. Nothing. Again, we initialize this, meaning that everything was set to default. Now, I get no sound raising the stereo fader. I should. If I erase tracks 1 and 2, I get no sound. Watch with track 5 for some reason. Hear the sound? Oh, it's the very beginning of a track. Here we go. We're going back to home. Look at the faders. The stereo bus is receiving the signal. It's outputting the signal. But the stereo fader is down. It's all the way up. It's all the way down. Nothing. Only track 5 is controlling the sound. Why track 5? Track 5 should be doing nothing. I lower track 5 and now we hear no sound. Any other fader I move, we will get no sound. Stereo fader should be outputting the sound. It's not. I have this RCA outputs here connected to my monitors, and the sound output was not outputting. And when I plug in headphones and turn the the monitor knob, I get nothing. No control of that. The stereo fader, nothing. I showed you the inputs. It should be. But what happens if I hit any of these faders? Don't mind that sound. That was a battery backup sound. Nothing. All the way up. Nothing. Nothing. None of these tracks should. You would think 1 and 2 would do something. 1 and 2 is up. And now the stereo fader is up. No output. I'm getting input. It's a CD. It's constantly playing. It's got 70 minutes to play. It's playing, but it's not outputting anything. Now watch, mysteriously, when I go to track 5. Here's my sound. Only one fader is controlling the stereo input. One fader. Track 5. Someone tell me why track 5 is controlling anything. It's not been assigned to anything. Back to the sign screen. Tracks 1 and 2 for the input. Track 1 on A, track 2 on B. The stereo bus, I'm angling it like this so you can see it lit up. Stereo bus is A and B, which coincides with my inputs. Which means this stereo fader should be outputting the sound. It's not. But track 5 will. No other track will. Track 5 will. Track 5 was not assigned to anything. So as you see, there's a big glitch with this unit. Track 5 will control it. If I were to change the inputs, and I take one of them out and go to input 8. Let's do 7 and 8 real quick. Okay, now we're at 7 and 8. We go back to assign. We come up here, and 1 and 2 is off. Will we get any sound? We shouldn't, right? We shouldn't get anything. And we don't, because nothing's been assigned. So we're going to go up here to the track, angling this so you can see them lit up. I know there's a quick way to do this, hitting the select buttons. But 7 is now on A. 8 is now on B. But that's wrong. Yes, it is. It's actually G and H, my inputs. So I'm going to make 8 go to H. I'm going to make 7 go to G. Stereo fader up. There is no sound. Wonder what happens when I hit fader 5. Also no sound. Good. Because the stereo bus is on A and B and it should not be. So let's go to stereo bus now. And we're going to select... Whoop. Wrong one. That was track. Stereo bus A is off. Stereo bus B is off. Watch when I go to G and H. G and H are now assigned using inputs 7 and 8 to G and H. If the stereo faders move, should I not hear sound? I hear nothing. 7 and 8 faders. I move up. I hear nothing. I bet I'll hear something when I hit fader 5. Yes, I do. Fader 5. Fader 5 controls everything. It shouldn't control anything. Nothing is assigned to fader 5. And it controls it as if there was something assigned to track 5. Works like a fader should. I raise it, it goes louder. I lower it, it goes off. Something is wrong with this unit. Let me know what you think.